These Arsenal players have a chance to stamp their name in Arsenal folklore. It's been 14 years since Arsenal last qualified for the quarter-finals of the Champions League. The last time they did, in fact, guess what team it was against? Porto. And guess how they did it? They turned around a 2-1 deficit to progress to the quarter-finals 14 years ago. And these players tonight have the same opportunity to do that. Not since the days that Lord Bentner walked the streets of North London have Arsenal had the opportunity to be able to do what they can do tonight. Prestige is waiting for these players tonight. If they're able to turn this tie around, from this day forward, the Arsenal fans will repay them by singing their songs just that little bit louder. You know, Arsenal in their recent history have been devoid of any European significance to shout about. But 90 minutes at 8 o'clock tonight could change the whole dialogue. And Arteta, I'm looking at you. Saliba, I'm looking at you. Odegaard, I'm looking at you. Saka. Tonight is your chance to show the world that you are who the Arsenal fans say you are, who we are convinced you are. These are the type of games that you have to perform in. And I think Arsenal are more than capable of doing that. We want direct. We want passion. We want goals. But more than anything else, we just want glory. We have so much to talk about in this video. As always, I would love to hear everyone's thoughts and suggestions on not only what you hear in this video, but your thoughts on the game. Let me know your thoughts. How excited are you? How nervous are you? I know there's a lot of nervous energy going around, and I understand why. But I can't wait for this game, because what a spectacle this promises to be. But before we get into it, if you enjoy this type of content, do me the favour of just giving me a thumbs up on this video. So the moment is creeping ever closer, and I would be lying to you if I was to say I'm not nervous, because as Arsenal fans, we always have doubt in the back of our minds because of previous seasons. Listen, this Arsenal team is good enough to beat anyone. But you flash back to the memories of, you know, the European Cup last season, you know, the Europa League. And don't get me started on Baku against Chelsea. You know, these are games that Arsenal probably could and should have won. So that's why there's always that voice in the back of the mind saying, don't get too carried away with yourself, because we know that you can get let down. Now, I don't think that's going to happen tonight. I think this is going to be a significant evening that Arsenal fans around the world can rejoice about. And I listened to Mikel Arteta's press conference today, and, you know, we got some good news. Maybe we got some bad news as well. But, you know, we'll start with the good news. Tomiyasu is back in training for Arsenal. Absolutely brilliant news. No, you know, Tomiyasu went off to the Asia Cup, and when he left Arsenal, let's not forget how much of a consistent performer Tomiyasu was for Arsenal. He went to the Asia Cup, he had a very good tournament, and we haven't seen him since. Came back with a slight knock, and I don't know how, it feels like it's been probably over a month now. So it's brilliant news to have Tomiyasu back in this squad. Listen, he's probably not going to play in this game, it's probably a bit too soon, but Mikel Arteta maybe hinted that he could be available in the squad. And now we get to the bad news. Gabriel Martinelli. You know, Mikel Arteta is coy as always. He always is on when he's being asked directly about Arsenal injuries. He never wants to give the clear answer. And all he said is when he was really pushed on Martinelli is, we'll see, we have options. Now, I don't know how to digest it. I don't know what to make of that. What do you mean you have options? Do you mean you have options to play him? Do you mean you have options to come in instead of him? And that's where we're going to have to wait until 7 o'clock this evening until the teams are released, unfortunately. But do I expect Gabriel Martinelli to play? Honestly, no. Now, this could be an absolute masterstroke. If we see Gabriel Martinelli in this squad after he was pictured, you know, after the Brentford game on crutches, you know, that would be a massive surprise, really. Because, you know, you got a player on crutches 3-4 days ago, and then he's playing in a game tonight. That would be brilliant, to be honest. I'd love to see it, but I don't think Martinelli's going to be available. And the thing that confirms that slightly more to me is the fact that he's been pulled from the Brazil squad. They've replaced him with actually a Porto player, Galeno, who maybe we'll talk about slightly later on in this video. But in terms of Martinelli, like I said, I don't expect to see him play in this game. But the main thing on my mind now is, can we get him available for that Man City game? I think we have to have Gabriel Martinelli available for that Man City game. If we don't have Martinelli in that game, our chances of winning that game drop dramatically, in my opinion. And we'll talk about it in the Man City breakdown closer to time, but they're going to be pressing us a lot and we need an outlet, basically. And Martinelli is exactly that. He could have offered us that in this game. I don't think he's going to be as important in a game like this. Now, obviously, if Martinelli is able to play in a game like this, your chances of winning the game go up because he's our best left winger in the team. But I think we still have more than enough options available within this squad to really go out there and perform. So if I'm looking at this game and trying to establish what could be the difference in Arsenal getting the victory tonight that they wasn't able to get over in Portugal, I think there's a couple of fundamental differences in this game that we will use, and I think that will swing the advantage in our favour. For instance, think back to that game in Portugal. What team did Arsenal play? What three central midfielders did Arsenal play in that game? We had Declan Rice, Trossard and Odegaard. We didn't play Jorginho in that game. We didn't start Jorginho in that game. And how good of a player has Jorginho been? For the last few months since he's come in, he's been a revelation at Arsenal. One of the focal points in this Arsenal team. One of the main characters in this Arsenal team. We know what he offers defensively. We know what he offers in terms of starting the Arsenal attacks. Sits deep, allows Rice to get forward, and just such a good passer of the ball. Manages the game so well. Slows down the game at crucial moments. And that's what Jorginho is going to offer us tonight. Jorginho will start this game, in my opinion. He has to. Unless he's carrying a knock, which he never is. Jorginho is always available. So I'm excited to see Jorginho in this game. But there's even more than that. Think back to that last game again. What subs did Mikel Arteta have to use? Because in this game, we're going to have Partey available. We didn't have him available for the game last time. We're going to have Gabriel Jesus available in this game. He's probably going to start, in my opinion. I would start him on the left wing, Havertz down the middle, and Saka on the right. But the main point I'm making is we have options in this game that we didn't have last game. And even though it's only a couple of players that are now back available for Arsenal, it does make the difference in a competition like that. You go from bringing on players like Fabio Vieira, no disrespect, to players like Jesus or Thomas Partey. These are players who are far superior, that offer so much more, who have a wealth of experience to lean up on. And that's what you need in cup competitions, because if it was just man for man, blow for blow, Arsenal were the far better team than Porto. But as we witnessed in that first game, it doesn't always play out like that. And that's why you need players with experience in this game. Partey, experience, Atletico Madrid, Champions League. Played with Arsenal, Europa League, lots of experience. Gabriel Jesus, you don't need me to list his experience. He played for Man City at the highest level. But he does it in an Arsenal shirt as well. And if we're looking at Porto's strengths, like I said, Evanilson, very good striker. Galeno, very good left winger. He scored against Arsenal in the last game, and he's only going to be boosted by the fact that he's now been called up to play in the Brazil squad after they pulled Martinelli due to injury. So this is a Galeno, a Brazilian international. Evanilson, Brazilian player, top scorer in this Porto team. So they have plenty of options to be able to really get at Arsenal and attack us. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. I think Arsenal are going to boss this game from early on. I think we have to. We have no choice. We have to get at them. The crowd's going to be behind them. We've heard Odegaard speaking about how he expects the crowd to be crazy. Arteta's been saying it. All the fan channels are saying it. You can judge by people's perception of this game. All you've got to do is look on social media. The excitement, the nerves. That is all going to culminate in an absolute bear pit. And I cannot wait for this game to start. We don't have that long to go now. It's 5 o'clock now. So another 3 hours and the game kicks off. I cannot wait for it. Please let me know your thoughts and opinions on everything you've heard in this video. Let me know your thoughts on the game. Thanks so much to everyone for watching and listening. Like I said, before you go, do me the favour of just giving this video a like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day. Come on, Arsenal!